the minerals is overpowering it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, that does make
perfect.
sense.
So that's why 6 grams it is.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense. Yeah, and I wonder if that's probably relevant to the water that we use here too, right? Like it'd be probably
Oh,
different,
we got,
like a different
sorry.
experience in Wu Yi. I imagine the water is going to be different again, and going to qualify or encourage a different dose. Is that correct? Are you dosing
Yes,
for the West
even
Coast?
in Moon Mountain, if you were to use the water up in the reserve area versus in the city itself, it can be different, the flavor.
I can imagine that. Yeah.
Yes, so definitely up in the reserve, you taste a lot more smoothness,
Mm.
and it is more. I find that the body comes out a lot more.
Mm.
Uh, but then again, when I was there, I visit there every other year,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just very overpowering that they keep adding strength to their tea, like 10 grams. Usually, when I sit there, they do 10 grams, and you just get a very nice tea high every time. So this is a tea type that I would say you easily get tea drunk from it. It's just so much in it, and
I am
it's so long lasting.
I'm so tea drunk. It's probably the most tea drunk I've ever been in my life. I have had so many cups of tea. I think I'm on at least 30 cups of tea in the last. Yeah, it's been intense, but it's been amazing. A note
Oh,
a note on the water, Olivia,
mm,
is there's this really great water scientist named Christopher Hendon, and he does some research
yeah.
on water. And one of the things that he's found by kind of using a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment and bouncing around molecules in like kind of a closed system is that calcium and sodium calcium and sodium are huge. It wasn't sodium. It was calcium and potassium. I want to say calcium and potassium are the major vehicles for extracting flavor. And another thing is that when you have bicarbonate, like when you have, it's sodium bicarbonate acts as a buffer in solution. So what this all means is that if you have hard water, but there's no presence of calcium, you don't extract flavor. If you have too much or too little, you're going to impact that flavor and slow things and speed things up. But another thing that's really interesting that we don't really talk about when we talk about, like, a lot of the conversation has always been about hard water versus soft water, but the presence of the buffer is really important too. Because if you have too much buffer, you remove all acidity and you make it a kind of like a blank canvas. So you can actually taste water made from when the water has kind of gone over glacial fields, and then you have a completely different, like, it kind of interrupts the flavor structure, and you don't get any of this. And so this lovely acidity that we're getting off of this tea, like, it's a very balanced acidity, I think is made possible also by the fact that the buffer in this solution, the basically the it needs to be present. You need a little bit. If you don't have it even a little bit, then it gets really two-dimensional. So we need a little bit. So apparently, an ideal water is going to have a presence of a certain amount of mineral content, but specifically this calcium and the presence of a buffer, the sodium bicarbonate. Isn't that interesting? I found that it'd be really interesting.
That is, yes, absolutely very interesting. So that's why we call it the mother of tea is water. So
Yeah.
water is very important.
Yeah.
We used to have a very specific water system here for making tea, and I decided it wasn't a thing that people can replicate at home. So right now, we're just using one simple single filter.
Okay.
And so at least people can replicate the same taste when they get home. But of course, by all means, if you have a better water system, try it in different settings and see how that turn out.
Well, it's exactly, and the West Coast is going to be different from what we often say to people is that if you have too much buffer, or you want to dilute and make, like, bring some distilled water and add it to it. But most of the people watching could probably make these teas and bring out some beautiful flavors if they if they just focus on this texture, this flavor that you're trying to draw out. You can actually impact the way that we experience this tea by using these tasting tools that you're bringing to our attention as well. So it's water, it's tea, but I think if we were going to summarize the tea festival, we have this spiritual moment with our teas, but we also have just I think it's about pure enjoyment, right? And I think this enhances that. What you're showing us right now, Olivia, it really adds to this pure enjoyment that we can experience from our teas, and I'm grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so keep trying different drinking method. Is always something I say is you have now your premium tea, how to make it, how to enjoy it. That's all part of it too, part of the experience.
This encouragement to use all of the tools at our disposal. Thank you so much. Ryan, did you have anything you wanted to add? Jen, if you wanted to speak up, anything you guys wanted to bring to the end of the tea festival here?
Are we going to cut the whole feed live? Done? Forever?
I wonder. I wonder if we should. Yeah, it'd be
Right,
kind
I'll
of.
put my celebratory cat ears on.
Okay.
We've done it.
Yeah,
made the mayhem happen.
I think we can do
I
that.
just want to. I think that finishing on one of the oldest, well, no, the oldest tea shop in this side of this continent is absolutely beautiful, and I hope that even with the silliness of some cat ears, that we can continue on the newness of this with the guidance and the knowledge of knowledge holders like yourself. So thank you to all our guests. Thank you to everybody who showed up, and that means online and on camera. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Olivia. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody who's been watching. Apparently, when I was first introducing Olivia, I didn't even have my microphone on. So thank you for your patience, everybody who's been watching. It's been quite an interesting journey. We've had amazing people on. I encourage you, if you're watching the end of this, go back, look at the archive versions as well. We've had a great quick session with Olivia here, but go and check her out at Treasure Green. You're at treasuregreen.com, correct?
Treasuregreen.com. I also recently started a YouTube channel, so
Lovely.
we keep adding more videos in it. And if you want to, look at a little bit more tea content, feel free to check it out.
Amazing. And then you can also go into our YouTube channel. This video is actually being uploaded as we record it, so you can go back in time. You can look at the live performances of music from Yunnan that we had during the Chinese tea ceremony, celebrating. Actually, it was there was also people representing from Guizhou. There was Wadzuka in Japan. We had the Kyoto Tea Festival people up. We've had Tea Mistresses conversation on a rebellion in a teacup. We've had Pedro from O5 Tea, Daniel from the Chinese tea shop. We had Tea Kan. We had Obubu Tea. We've had Whisk. I had a chance to talk. We had Jared Vrani on Unity Jun. Like, it's just such an incredible roster of folks who've spoken up, and this 24 hours has been such a joy. We had Camellia sinensis. We had postcard teas. It's just been an amazing session, and what gratitude for this to be possible with everybody's support. Go check out more information. 2021 will happen. We don't know the form it will happen yet. But we hope for an in-person event. If we have to, it'll be a hybrid, maybe involve some plexiglass or something, and some of these virtual sessions. But it is you who are watching that make this possible. It is the participants, the teachers like Olivia that are willing to share their knowledge that we are so grateful for. And huge appreciation across the board.
I'd just like to pipe in and say, Jared and Ryan and Caitlin and Stephen and Micah, thank you for all of your hard work in making this happen and really enduring and inspiring people to come together and share in this festival. So thank you so much. And Olivia, it's so wonderful to see you. Beautiful.
Likewise. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for having me.
The volunteers, thank you, Jen. That's a very important point. They are, without them, again, it wouldn't happen. So a huge shout out to them. I mean, Stephen and Micah. Micah was up for 24 hours with me, being that support person. Just incredible. But everybody, like Stephen, just working so hard. Ryan working so hard. I could thank forever. Yes. But gratitude to everybody. My wife, the world. Thank you so much, everybody. Huge gratitude.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting everyone in person soon.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
Take good care.
You too. Bye, Olivia.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye, Jen. I think.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We will. I think that is going to be it. Ryan, it's just you and I right now. That's it. I think we're done.
I'm going to sleep.
Are you going to sleep? Is this this is?
Sharon, I'm going to hang up on you.
I'm going to go to sleep too. We're at 12:02. I think we're officially past time. Goodbye,
Yes.
Ryan.
We'll see you later.
Peace be with you, my friend. I have this ending soon. This is happening. Okay, great. Done.